It's been just over a year since 3 women were rescued from a home in Cleveland after nearly a decade of captivity and torture. Gina DeJesus, Amanda Berry, and Michelle Knight, all chained, beaten, and raped by Ariel Castro. Now one of the women telling her story. Michelle Knight has written a book, and she's kind enough to join us from New York City to talk about this book. It is called Finding Me, A Decade of Darkness, A Life Reclaimed. Michelle, thanks for joining us this morning.
You're very welcome.
I want to ask you about the concept of writing this book. I imagine for you, in some ways, very difficult to go back through what happened, but you must feel it's something important for others to read about.
It was a healing process for me, and it was also to encourage other people to have the same strength that I had to overcome anything, and also to give great hope to other victims.
In reading it, you don't refer to your captor by name at all. Instead, you have a term you call him throughout the book. Tell me the term, of course, and why you decided to use this in the book.
The reason why I called him Dude because he was a nameless face. He didn't deserve a name at the time, I thought.
And so you referred to him as the Dude throughout your captivity, as well as in the book, throughout the entire book as well.
Yes.
It's a hard book to read. It's hard to imagine living the life that you ended up having to live in there. And I imagine for others, it's going to be very difficult to read. How did you get through it? How did you survive? I mean, the idea of doing this for a day or a week sounds like too much, but 10 years is unimaginable for most of us.
God gave me the amazing strength to have, and the love of my son is also what kept me holding on.
He ended up captured, going to court. You testified against him in court, and of course he would later kill himself while in jail. First, talk about what it was like to get to say what you had to say in that courtroom to him and to the world.
For me, it was to let him know that he didn't break me, that he didn't define me by the situation that he caused upon me. I showed him that I was stronger.
When he killed himself, what were your emotions there?
My emotions were highly strong of like sadness. How could he do that to somebody? How could he do that to himself, his kids, They didn't deserve that.
Well, Michelle, like I said, it's a very compelling story. Obviously, people well familiar with it, but still could learn so much more by picking up Finding Me, A Decade of Darkness, A Life Reclaimed. And obviously, good to visit with you and good to see that as you look forward, you're doing just that, looking forward. Thanks so much, Michelle.
Thank you.
It is 7:49 now here on Daybreak, and we are going to be back in just a couple of minutes. We're taking a look at, among other things,